Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast.
It's like that.
It's like that.
It's like
It's
that.
like the
This your
French
camera right.
Empire.
Kay, this your camera right here. Look at the good people
Why
right
you
here.
playing?
This your camera right here.
Uh-huh.
Do two things.
All right.
Introduce yourself and then
Okay.
put them on to that French 95.
Okay, all right. My name is Kay. I run the Houseplant Hippie.
Own it.
And y'all need to try the French 95.
Yeah.
Fresh squeezed orange juice.
Mhm.
Your bourbon of choice. I prefer Woodford. And the champagne, sparkling wine. It's the best.
That sounds amazing.
I'm literally
Claim
typing
it.
it down right now.
Oh, yeah.
Manifest it.
Hey, listen, I'm looking in his phone. It's right here. He got the notes app booming like he
Orange
plays
juice.
Alpha Phi Alpha. It's black and gold all in the phone right now, dog. Boom, and got the white font. Listen.
Shout out to my favorite bar in Raleigh, William & Co. They make fantastic drinks out
Shout
there.
out to William and Co.
What's your year? 90, 80,
85.
85.
85.
1985. And you said 3:21
3:21.
a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And what city were you born in?
Smithfield, North Carolina.
Smithfield.
Spell it with a $sign. Shout out to my boy Shabir. See Shabir, what up, boy?
Home of the best hush puppies in the lands at Smithfield Barbecue.
Oh, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Ugh.
Undefeated. Never lost. Now, I went to the Chicken Barn
Yeah.
a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and I forgot how good the Chicken Barn is. Now, I know what y'all wonder. What's the Chicken Barn? It's a restaurant in a gas station by the highway across the street from a yellow trailer that sells hot dogs. I'm not lying. I
You know what
promise you I'm not
Mhm.
lying.
I realized that in the South it's so much different than other places. Like people like you get food from the gas station. Like
Yeah.
what's the?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it
Oh,
be
yeah.
slapping. They're not used to that in other regions of the country.
No, we out here, we got gas stations that are full on wine shops,
Right.
like
Yeah.
rare wine shops,
Yeah.
Sports roll. I forgot the name
smoke
of it.
shops. Our gas station right by my house has the chop shop that has a drive-through.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
You talk about
I'll walk
stunt.
through the drive-through. Like,
Listen, you can get your 93 octane and a quarter white in the same place
It sounds like a win.
on premises. I don't see what the problem is.
Okay, hold on. I was about to say, I think that I did my calculations wrong because it had you as an Aries. Here we
go, here we
This
go.
is good.
Oh,
This is
oh,
good.
oh.
Okay, so
Let's get it.
your sun sign is
Uh-huh.
in Pisces.
Yeah.
Your rising is in Capricorn.
So what does that mean?
Your rising is how you want people to see you.
Okay.
For people who don't really know you
Mhm.
in a leadership role,
Mhm.
just introducing yourself. That's who you are
Mhm.
rising. So you are Capricorn rising, and then your moon is
Mhm.
Libra. So how
Okay.
you process your emotions, I can speak to because, and this is all give or take with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But as your moon is how you process emotions, that probably means that as you're sitting with things, you
Mhm.
gain a lot of perspective and you prefer not to respond until you've literally taken everything, every perspective, every thought. And then you come back and you're like, okay, now I can speak about this because I've taken the time to really process all of the equals.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know if that resonates with you, but
So as I'm considering it, I think that you're right. The only thing that I slightly disagree with is all of the perspectives. I do love a lot of perspectives,
Yeah.
but I also think very fast. So like, I had to get used to people telling me I need time to process it because I'd be like, what are you talking about? You heard what he said.
what do
heard
you
what he said."
mean?
Like-
What do
like-
you mean?
Yeah, I do that a lot, and I had to really
Huh.
slow that down because I'm like, I'm so used to predictive, right?
Yeah.
Because I love data, I love analysis, I like the art of analyses, and I thought about this about myself the other day. When I was a child, I've always loved patterns.
Yeah.
So like, I remember having these like puzzle books, pattern, but I never really liked puzzles, but I like patterns, and I think that helps me when I'm looking at a situation. I can look at it as okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what you need to do, and people are like, well, how can you do this so fast? I'm like, I just kind of do it. But I think that you're right. I will say this, Kay. I am the type of person where if I open my mouth, I'm standing on business. Like
That's
like,
right.
That's
That's
the end
right.
because I did what you said. I've analyzed maybe not all, but enough.
That's right.
Right, maybe that's the best way to say it. Like, yeah, them other 3 opinions, I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
These are the ones that matter. This is what we're gonna do. So okay.
Yeah, you can back your own self up. 'Cause
That's it.
I feel like for me, I'm the same way. And I feel like I can't really back myself up unless I've taken the time to process it
Yeah.
and think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm just spouting something out because I'm irritated, then if you come and hit me back with something, I'm likely to be like, oh, you right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Dang,
Now, I'll
my
do that
bad.
now. If I
My
get
bad,
the
you
counter
right.
punch, I'm like, yeah, that's my phrase too. That's fair.
But
that's fair.
listen now, if I've taken the time to sit down and think about it and I come back with
Yeah.
no.
I'm like that too. If my mind's made up, I know I'm
Yeah,
right.
is it? Yeah.
What all day? Even when I'm wrong, I know I'm right. Like I be like that sometimes. I'm
Hey,
not gonna lie.
When I come around that corner, like
That's
they say,
right.
like they say in Selma, when I come down through them, you in the grease, bro. You in the grease. You in the Crisco getting cooked up, bro. We finna get you that
Wait a
carpal
minute.
tunnel with that fried
Not
basket.
Crisco. We were just talking about light butter.
We
No
were.
Crisco.
We were talking about light butter. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to talk about where you came from, not where you at.
now that.
You know what I'm saying? Where you came from, not where you at. Y'all, we out here with the flyest of the fly. We here with Kay, the owner of the Houseplant Hippie. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is a houseplant hippie? Right. So here's the thing. Lifescapes. Think about lifescapes. What is a lifescape, right? So you walk into a place, you walk into a building, you walk into the Ritz-Carlton, you walk into the Cosmopolitan, you walk into the Fontainebleau, right? Of course, you're going to see beautiful architecture, but you know what else you're going to see? Artistry, plants of all types, shapes, colors, situations, and arrangements. And that's what Kay specializes in. Their knowledge, when we first met Kay, the knowledge that she was able to deliver to us about, and Kay got me in trouble. I'm gonna tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, you got me in trouble. I'm gonna tell you about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait a minute.
We gonna table that. We gonna come
Wait
back
a
to that.
minute. I don't. What are we talking about? How did I get you
But
in
look,
trouble?
Let me tell you about that. So she was talking about the knowledge, right? So let me tell you how Kay got me in trouble. So it's the summer. And I'm a man of efficiency. I'm like, boom, my man power wash the house. I need to get my house power washed.
Right.
My wife has these beautiful Globe Master hydrangeas. The Globe Master hydrangea
I
has
know
these.
exactly what you're talking about.
See,
right?
that's, you know. See, how I get you in trouble.
Right. You heard one word.
Now look at
I'm
now.
taking full responsibility for that.
Listen, so I get the house power washed, right? And we got windows in the front. So I always thought, okay, we power wash the house. You know, the hydrangeas were white and beautiful. They were huge. So they started turning brown. And my wife was like, oh, well, you know, they're brown because they power wash the house. So here I go with my science. I'm like, no, this is the refraction off the window through the water on the buds that made the leaves turn brown.
Yeah.
So we kind of go back before we laugh about it, right? We run in the K, we had a party, we kicking it, right? So, you know, she knows, because, you know, my wife and Kay, they cool, they kicking it.
Yeah.
We're gonna rock. We are going to rock with the houseplant hippie when we get into the house. Our home floralized, I guess. That's the best way to put it.
Floralized. I
Floralized.
like that.
We needed a
Can we
t-shirt.
stamp that? Yeah.
Floralized.
Floralized. There we go. We already found it. There we go. It's done.
Boom, floralized.
Podcast
We need
over.
that.
Let's go.
Go get the merch. So look, we're gonna have that for you soon.
sure.
Floralized.
Coming to you soon.
Coming to you soon.
Please do.
So boom, we at the spot. Kay and my wife get to talking. They kicking this and that and third. My wife wait. She had to tuck. She waited. We just chopping it up. She was like, "Yeah, so you know." I was talking to Kay, and Kay was like, "Yeah, you getting the house power washed." Then she hit me with the science, bro. What happens was the chemicals bounced off the window and got into the mulch. By it getting into the mulch, it came through the plant, and that's why the hydrangeas are brown.
I done
So
framed
maybe
this
next
man.
time we should get the house power washed in the fall. Took it right on the chin like a G, bro.
You had to.
Gotta take that on the chin,
I,
bro.
what I imagine,
Bro,
I imagine her
but I
coming
was
to-
thinking
Put
about
it right in a corner. I sure did. And give her, and it's this because of this, X, Y, Z, because of these
bar for
chemicals, and she
bar.
over here like,
Word for
yeah.
word. And I wasn't even there. That's the thing, bro. Listen, how you gonna get snuck in lunchtime? I'm trying to drink my burrito.
I'm so sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I got the HOA calling me talking about the house, girl. I'm just trying to get the house clean. So what I've learned, so good people learn from your boy. Learn from your boy. Yes, you should get your house power washed.
Yes.
But yes, you should do it in the fall. Don't do it in the summer. I know you want your stuff looking right. And I was inspired. The hydrangeas was boom, bro. I mean, the bulbs was like this bit.
Right.
Huge.
So you're like, I gotta make the house master the
House master plan.
Right.
the house master plants. You
Right.
feel me? You can't come out here with the fresh
That's
jeans
right.
and the beat up shirt.
No lies told.
You can't come out here with a face full of makeup and the hair all over the place.
Right.
That's right.
You gotta have
That's
both.
true.
And you
That's
know, when I
true.
tried to defend my position, and I thought I was gonna get away with it if it wasn't for the meddling kids.
Okay, from here on out, this is a great learning lesson for me. I'm gonna start. You know what? is the husband involved in this? And no? Okay. So then let me did your husband, okay, let's let him down easy. Here's what I'm gonna tell you what happened. Let's tread lightly, but here's what happened.
This one I'm gonna say to you, and this what you should say to him.
Yes, correct. Let's build a script.
I'm gonna give you 2 answers. One's for you.
Process
Listen,
with me. You can process right here. All right. Okay.
With a pastel pink shirt on that says Florida.
There you go.
Darren, hey, listen. Oh man, so that was a good story. But let's talk about the goods and services from the Houseplant Hippie, right?
Yes.
What's IG handle? Shout out your IG handle.
All
so they know
right.
where to find
IG
you.
handle is the Houseplant Hippie. THE Houseplant Hippie. If you just type in Houseplant Hippie, you're gonna be looking for a while. Type the THE first.
There it is. There it is.
Explanation.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we need that.
No, no. Make
Yeah.
sure they know. Make sure
Oh,
they
yeah,
know.
That's what happens every time I go somewhere. They're like, "Can't find you." I'm like, "Put the D before that." I don't know why
Oh, we're
that
the
has
same
to
way.
happen.
The Breaking Bread podcast, people. Just FYI, it's the same
Yep.
thing.
At B Bread Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
BREADPODCAST. Bars.
Period.
Bars.
I could tell somebody who made the spelling championship. That was you. That's how you did it.
I think I did with a spelling bee when I was like.
See, you could tell. I saw the cadence. The cadence. No,
As you see me going like this every time I got to spell, that's how you know I was not good. I was like, THE.
As long as you
Look,
keep
if the spelling bee was March
your
Madness,
head to the sky.
I'm on the bubble.
You can win. Y'all is wild. So look, the Houseplant Hippie, right? So let's talk about this brand for a minute. So right now, and we've been there, a beautiful farm out there in Knightdale, North Carolina. So tell us more about the brand, what you guys offer, your CMOS panel offerings. That was amazing. You know, you do consults for offices. So like if you're in an office, if you work in an office like me, and you're at a desk and you want to liven the space, right? Yeah, you could go to Bezos and them, right, and order something from online, or you could talk to a resident expert. I remember you were talking about how like when you buy something from a big box store, there are mites, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So my services now are very different from when I started. And I get to be really happy and excited about that because I grow as the community grows. And I think I say that every time I sit down, but my services continue to evolve. So where they stand right now for 2023 is the community has started hiring me to design a lot more than I was before.
Excellent.
Before I was carrying around a trailer and doing a lot of greenhouse retail mobile. Now my services are still mobile, but I'm catering more to design clients. So I do a lot of house and residential and business installs. I also am building out my maintenance team, which has been fantastic because
that's
now I
amazing.
can provide a full beginning to end service. So you hire me to come in and do a consult for your business or for your home. Come in and assess the space, ask you about your animals if you have any, ask about humidity, ask about how much you travel, ask about what kind of plants you want in the space, what kind of design you want. I come back with a mood board, kind of like stuff you see on Pinterest, and I show them like, these are the plants I'd suggest for you, and this is the maintenance that I suggest. Most of the time, I end up getting hired for the design and the maintenance because
Nice.
as we've been talking about before we started the podcast, it's
Right.
like you make an investment in these plants and you're so excited about it, but also you want to be a good plant parent and be a good steward to the plants that you're bringing into the space because the exchange there is that they're providing you with all this clean air and energy. And so the best thing you can do is give back to them by making sure they have the care they need. So I'll either then offer after install once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month maintenance. And me and my team come in and we take care of the plants. So that's my big service right now on top of a few other things. I'm loving doing moss panel designs. That's been fantastic. I have my plants in 2 different retail locations. One's at the Curate location downtown Raleigh, next to Raleigh Raw. The second location is right next to the Cheesecake Factory in Crabtree Valley Mall. I also love doing pop-ups and workshops. That's one of my most popular services. I offer lots of seasonal workshops. So right now, because we're in the fall, I'm fully booked up for pumpkin succulent workshops. So, and all of my workshops I do mobile. So most apartment complexes, like luxury apartment complexes or private parties or corporate, will hire me to come in and do, I call it an open bar, but basically just like an open supply of workshop materials that people can work with me on. So I have my pumpkin succulent workshop, which is super, super fun to do. Kids can do it, parents can do it. It's this little small pumpkin, and the succulents actually live within the pumpkin. So you just clip it on with some moss and spritz it, and then you get to take it home. I also teach like a martini succulent open bar class, which is super fun because you get to go home with a martini glass with a succulent in it. So
That's pretty dope.
all of my services, and I feel like I did miss one. I'm on DoorDash. So you can
Hey.
DoorDash plants. We just relaunched it a couple weeks ago. It runs through the Curate location downtown, but 7 days a week you can DoorDash a plant, which will become really popular in the holidays
Yes.
because for people who are out of town and they want to send a gift to somebody, we'll be available to do that 7 days a week.
That's
That's
awesome.
dope.
That's awesome. Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely go to DoorDash, rock with the houseplant hippie. And as we always say here on the Breaking Bear podcast, Lee and Derek, we believe in bringing people that are credentialed and certified. So not only are you going to have the best product, you're going to have the best service, right? You're going to have somebody that you can trust, someone who knows what they're talking about, an expert in the space, right? I mean, the lecture that I got,
Extremely knowledgeable.
right? The lecture that I got,
Right.
I was talking the very first time I met Kay. We were like, hey, well, we got a plant from the home. She was like, no, don't do that because there are mice that live in it. And I was like, but you don't see them. She's like, you don't see them because she showed me where they live. Like she was the apartment manager, dog. Yeah, see that? And see, that's Gary right there. That's Gary right there. He live in
They got-
13C. Gary, wow, cool. But Sandra, though,
Sandra.
Sandra be tripping. Her rent be late. That's why she be back there.
That's right.
That's the community activist right here.
That's
Harper's
right.
really
Bro,
That's
Harper's
right.
really good. We like Harper. You can like, but wait a minute. These are ants, man.
They got their own story.
Right. Every
Of their
every
own
ant
story.
has a story. You know what I mean? So certified, credentialed, and qualified. So go follow the houseplant hippie. You know what I'm saying? Not only are we friends of K, we are customers, right?
Right.
Like the orders are coming, the invoices coming. We definitely gonna look at this mouse
I'm
wall.
gonna steal your line. What you say? We drink our own champagne, people.
That's right.
That's right.
We
We
drink
drink our
our
own. We drink our own champagne, good people. So that's
But
gonna
now
bring
it's
us.
with orange juice and French 95 in it now. But
That's
still.
right. First
Oh, yeah.
95. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to the French 75 and the French 95. If you need a new
Yep.
drink, you want something new, run that French 75, that French 95. So that brings us to our first segment of the Breaking Bread podcast, and that is I cannot be convinced. So basically, we're just gonna take a position and stand on that. And I got something that from a recent experience that I think that is really gonna help the people. Y'all, I cannot be convinced that we don't need these three things when you travel. These are three things that I would like for you guys to have.
She said don't need.
That
You don't
Okay.
you do
That you do need,
You
okay.
do need.
That
I had to do
you
the double
do
negative
need.
system. So ignore
Okay.
the double negative. What I'm saying is do these three things to aid in your travel experience. The first thing is you need to get clear. Right here in the RDU airport, they have those clear kiosks, right?
Not the first person I heard say that.
I'm trying to tell you. Now, I'm going to give you the benefits. I'm going to give you the downside. The benefits are when you go to the clear kiosk, the clear agent, after they validate your identity, you don't have to stand in the TSA line at all, whether it's pre-check or standard. They escort you to the front agent that you would wait in line to see. You go right through. Now, here's the other side of that. They need some intel. So you either have to give them a retina scan or your fingerprints. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I'm kind of skitsy about that. Let me tell y'all something. Right here, right now. If them people want to find you,
Yeah, no
They
lie.
They
don't
gonna
mind.
find-
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
I
Doesn't matter.
I don't really think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. They already got your. I told somebody I love. I was talking to my darling sister. She was like, "Well, I don't need to have it, baby. They already got it.
They got
They
it.
got it. Look at all these cameras you walking around
You
driving
literally
by.
walking
Let me
with a
tell you
GPS in your
something. They
pocket.
got
Right,
it
they
right
got
here.
it. You right there.
You think you
It's
didn't get
right
it with your
there.
Touch ID
Right.
10 years
It's
ago?
right there.
Right there.
They already got it. And listen,
They got
unless you
it.
plan to do something sinister, who cares? They already
Yep.
got it.
Right.
Yep.
Right? Listen, you know you're going to Miami, you want to be there on time. You ain't trying to be at the airport 3 hours early. So get the clear. So number one, get the clear. The clear comes with TSA pre-check. This is step 2. So you get your what we can call as TSA pre-check is really to call it KTN, a known traveler number. That's the magic. So when you sign up for clear, it's like $150 a year. Check your credit card statement. This is not financial advice. Check your credit card statement. I gotta say to keep the lawyers away from here. This is not financial advice. Check your credit card benefits because some of this stuff comes included. So you can get a refund for some of these things. But I think clear is like $150 a year for a subscription. TSA pre-check comes with you get your known traveler number. So now you get to walk in the airport, go to the clear kiosk, put your 2 fingers on the kiosk. The agent walks you straight up. You want the TSA pre-check because if you don't have pre-check, they walk you to the regular TSA line, so you have to take off your shoes and stuff. So if you have clear plus TSA pre-check, you go through the TSA pre-check line. You don't have to take off your shoes and belt. You just walk through the metal detector. Right. The third thing you need is this little known program called Global Entry. Global Entry is for when you leave the U.S. and you come back after go through customs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a customs line, but it is incredibly long. You're talking about 2 or 3 hours just waiting. With Global Entry, it's a very similar program to
Clear?
TSA PreCheck and Clear.
Pre-check.
Yeah, so it's like they ask you some information, you know, your name, your address, and things like that. And then you pay a fee. It lasts for 10 years, kind of like a passport. But when you are entering the U.S., you go through a completely different line. So now here's the thing with Global Entry that a lot of people don't know. You have to do an interview when you sign up for Global Entry. So you do the application, you get an email back that says you are conditionally approved. Once you are conditionally approved, you have to schedule time at an airport to have an interview.
Well, you got to be in person?
It has to be in person.
What do they want to
Gotta
talk
go
about?
to it.
It's-
Yeah, what are they?
I'm gonna get to that. So here's the problem. When you look at the list, there's no interviews. So, well, how am I going to get an interview? You can't schedule it. When you come back into the U.S. from an international flight, you can ask if that airport does on-site interviews. That's what I did. I was coming back from Jamaica, flew in through Fort Lauderdale, went up to the Global Entry, because it's not TSA, it's different. Went to the Global Entry agent and said, "Hey, are you guys doing interviews?" He said, "Yes." He took me back in the room, and the interview was really easy. He just asked me like 4 or 5 questions. "Hey, what's your name? What's your address?" We just basically validating stuff I put on the form. After that, they sent me the card in the mail, but it has to be done in person. So the next time I came into the States, I forgot where I was coming back from. Candace and I were coming back from Jamaica. I forgot what the first trip was. No, I was coming from Tulum. That's when I did the interview. Coming back from Jamaica with Candace. The line for customs, y'all, it had to be 600 people in that line.
Oh my God.
So I'm walking and I see the line for customs and I see the Global Entry line. So I go around the corner to the Global Entry line. It's 4 people in the line. And the pilot that flew the plane is behind me in the line. Walk straight up to the kiosk. They look at you. They take a picture. You're good. You walk right out.
Really?
Yes.
And Candace was okay to be with you?
Yes, because she was my partner. Yeah, so she was with me. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like, so like
Oh, so
boom.
she didn't even have to just
She
go.
didn't
Right.
have to go. Wow.
Right, but I'm telling her, go get it, because now when you leave the country, like if you go solo, you want to be able to skip these lines.
Yeah.
So the true trifecta is Global Entry, Clear, TSA PreCheck.
That's good
So
knowledge there.
y'all wanna do this. Go ahead, fill the forms out, and it's not too.
Because you know your boy don't like lines like that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
a
You know what I'm
fan.
saying?
Not a
It's a
fan.
lot. It's a lot. So
Especially
yeah,
as RDU is expanding and they're adding all
Man.
these non-stops.
booming
yeah.
over here at RDU. So yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and check that out. I would advise all of y'all to check that out.
See, I got pre-check because, you know,
Yeah.
for work I travel a lot. So it's just like I got pre-check. I didn't know. I see Clear all the time, but I never
It's
even.
worth every dollar,
It's
bro.
worth every dollar? All right, cool.
Tell them boys to expense that thing.
Facts.
I know that's real.
That's
Come on,
That's why
now.
we here, man. I said it in my mind. It went out here.
Tell them boys to expense that thing.
Well, y'all making me feel basic over here because my first answer when you said first 3 things, I'm over here like this,
Nah, I can't.
my portable charger.
You got to have
is
the charger.
1, 2, and 3. Those
The
are my
multi-port
top
charger, y'all. Yeah, so I'm gonna conclude it on that. Y'all got to get it, right?
I know. I was like
Clear.
draws.
socks, toothbrush.
You gotta hang toothbrush, right? Hey, yo. See, listen, Clear, Global Entry, TSA PreCheck. You get those 3 things. Now your arrival time to the airport of get there 3 hours before. You could do it like an hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm about to say,
Easy.
I hate going to the airport way too early and just sit there.
Especially early morning flights. Especially because here all of the international flights are like early in the morning. So if you think you're about to be getting your 7 a.m. flight and getting there at 5:30, there's a line going out to the
Are
bathrooms
you a
in the
sleeper on the
lobby.
plane? Do you sleep on the plane? I know some people like I can't sleep on the plane.
If I have had a legal gummy, then
Uh-huh.
yes. I knock out. I knock out immediately. But if it's no,
Yeah.
not really. It's hard, especially if it's a daytime flight.
Yeah.
I'm looking out the window. I'm like the clouds, my life. Just like thinking about life.
Right.
But if it's in the middle of the night, I can definitely go to sleep.
okay.
Also,
I
kind of
sleep.
depends on like if you're in the middle. Because if I'm sitting
Yeah.
like this, I can't.
That's,
I
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't be in the middle.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
If
gotta
I can at least like move my knee out just a little bit, I'm okay. But
Mm.
sitting like this, I can't fall asleep.
I feel you. I definitely feel you.
Yeah.
Oh, we still. Mine's a little more for real this time because you've been having these conversations, and November's right around the corner. No Shave November. So, man's health, brothers. I mean, not just brothers. All raised men. Go to the doctor. We really need to go to the doctor to take care of ourselves.
Mm.
We don't go get checked up on enough. We get, you know what I'm saying? Dale Hugh had a funny line. He said, a man only do all they do. They get hurt. They call another man and call them and see if they had it before. He's like, hey, your heart stopped before? You all right? Well, shit, I'm all right too then.
That happened to you? Oh, what'd you do? Oh, you walked it off?
I mean, those
Okay,
no,
cool.
for 5 minutes, go straight though.
So people, go get yourself checked out.
Absolutely.
Look, go get all your physicals. First of all, get that yearly.
Every year.
You got something that ain't feeling right, go get it checked out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You know what I'm saying? The older you get, especially like we're realizing now, me and Lee, that, you know, some of our, you know, elders in our family and loved ones or just people we know don't go to the doctor as much. And we were just having discussions about it. So go to the doctor. That's all I got to say.
Go to the doctor. Well said.
Mhm.
Well said.
It's really important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live. I ain't trying to go nowhere right now. I got things to do.
That's
I know
right.
that's real.
That's
I
right.
know that's real. I got moss panels to buy.
I know that's right.
Hey.
I know that's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Got some
Hey.
mouse pads to buy.
Can we talk about it?
I
Can
got
we
a
talk
yoga
about
class to go to. Oh, you still having the yoga? Are you still doing yoga?
Well, I do it for myself,
Okay.
but yes, we have yoga in the greenhouse at the farm,
Mhm.
which is Haven Farm out on Buffalo Road, 8521 Buffalo Road, Nightdale. My family has a fully functioning 40-acre piece of land. We've got a shop, our greenhouse is out there, and then our wedding venue is out there. But we were doing a yoga in the greenhouse series. But as it gets colder, we have to kind of shut it down because even though the greenhouse can stay warm, the heaters are really loud. So the yogis are over here like, and relax, and breathe. And it's like, that's not relaxed. They're yelling in your face. And you're like, okay, I'm trying.
Hold on, wait a minute, plan.
You said do what?
You said do what?
Relax.
Breathe, okay. Like, that's not helpful. So we are gonna we're actually hoping to do a candlelight yoga class in the barn
Oh, that's
dope.
next month. And then if the yoga classes in the barn still resonate with the community, then we'll probably continue to move forward. But yeah, love.
awesome.
I'm a yogi. I got certified as a yoga instructor during the pandemic. So
Oh, wow.
that was kind of like my little pandemic hobby outside
Yeah.
of Houseplant Hippie that
That's dope.
I took on.
Yeah, yoga's something I've always wanted to try. So if you do it again, I definitely got to pull up.
It's
on
very. It's,
I
it's
have
very
to tell
challenging.
you, for men, you guys are the ones that I strongly suggest yoga for
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
because it's mind body. It's not just about being in the poses. It's about, especially if you're working with yin yoga, it's about sitting with yourself, right? Sitting with however uncomfortable it is and breathing even deeper into what is uncomfortable. And that resonates for mind and body,
I like
right?
that.
Because as you're sitting in some of these poses, you're meant to sit in them for multiple minutes. Sometimes, you know, as you're processing and as your body's processing, it'll be a little bit more painful and then it'll be easy. And then sometimes you might just have a rush of emotions, just things you're processing for yourself. So that's my biggest encouragement for men's health, like just taking time to stretch
Mhm.
and do yoga, not necessarily working out. Like working
Yeah.
out's important, going to the gym and keeping up with your body, but mind body connectedness. I think we get so disconnected from our bodies sometimes, you know.
True.
And then we're calling our, did this happen? Did your heart stop? Yeah, but I'm disconnected from my body, you know, like that's, hello?
The houseplant hippie has just solved all health problems.
I
My man
wish.
Derek brought up the problem. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's why you calling. Right? That's what you calling for.
Searches.
Come on over here and do some yoga around
Do
these
some
plants.
yoga.
That's right. Amen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Do
you.
you some yoga around these plants, these hydrangeas, these roses, these
Yep.
tulips, these peonies, right? And you will feel much better.
The fact
You
that you
don't
know
get
all
these
those
in
is
your
impressive.
I was gonna say you just named
just
off
named
like,
off-
come on.
When
Bro.
she said Halloween, whatever, I said, I don't know what she's talking about.
Bro, do you understand?
You said pumpkin, pumpkin.
Uh,
something.
Oh,
Again.
succulent.
Yeah, I say, what the heck?
That's
Oh,
succulent.
succulents are
I was
fly,
ready, I
dog.
was ready to Google.
Yeah.
I thought
Pumpkin
pumpkin was the name of a flower. They just named it pumpkin,
Oh,
pumpkin
no.
succulent. I was just like, okay.
Okay.
See, I'm exposing my ignorance. See, but
You know
it's
what I'm
okay.
saying?
This is a safe place. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this-
There's
it's
no
a safe
ignorance
space,
in
baby.
learning. There's
It's a
no
safe
ignorance
space.
in learning.
Yeah, because you know the wife is really big into plants, and that's
Yeah.
how I ended up getting in trouble. Because I knew that I couldn't finesse because she already know.
Yeah.
She went to the expert. I'm back in the corner. I
I can
mean-
just see him just take his burrito like,
right.
uh-huh.
Well,
Right.
I'm gonna take that on the chin. Y'all, we in here having a ball with the houseplant hippie. So right now we're still in I Cannot Be Convinced. So tell us what you cannot be convinced of. What's your position? What spot you taking outside of don't power wash your house in the spring.
Gosh.
And no fake plants.
No fake plans.
No fake plants.
No BBL plans.
No BBL plants.
Dr. Miami
Dr.
plans.
Miami. No,
Dr. Miami,
Dr.
come get this one.
Dr.
Come get-
Photosynthesis plant.
Oh gosh, man. Actually, I can bring something up that me and Josh were talking about in the car this morning.
Yeah.
I cannot be convinced that all of our diets are supposed to be the same.
I will 100%
Bingo.
agree.
I have been finding, because I've spent my life doing lots of different trajectories, right? I was a dancer, spending 8-9 hours a day doing very hard physical work. And I didn't really have a diet then, but you have to be very careful about what you're eating. Then you move into I've tried to move into being vegetarian, tried vegan, was vegan for 4 hours. That didn't work very well.
I know that's right.
No, I accidentally found myself in the line of Bojangles. I was like, how was I here? How was I here? I don't know. Who did this? Not me.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I
Wait a
didn't do
minute.
that.
We're not speeding past that. I thought she was gonna say that she had a slip up.
Right. I asked you
Right.
for
Oh,
chicken.
no.
I didn't know
Accidentally,
it.
yeah. I got some beans and had
I
no pork in it.
tried. I was.
Fam said she was at the.
Bojangles Live, 4-piece
She
Supreme.
was at the Viva S Las
No.
Bojangles forever, though.
And it was a long line too. I could have got out. I stayed there. I did. I wasn't mad. I could have
was a
got out.
choice.
I feel it.
And I had started on a Monday too. I had meal prepped on Sunday. I was like, I'm vegan now. I'm gonna do this. And then here comes Monday afternoon. I'm like, 2-piece sounds really good right now. Nobody's gonna know I started today. It was just me. No one's gonna know. So here I am in the line. Line's long. Every car that goes up, I'm like, Kayla, you could get out of this line right now. And here I am just pulling up and patiently waiting
Right.
for.
This is
So
where
that
I'm
was
supposed to
it.
be.
Right.
This is my tribe.
Right. And probably,
Right.
and probably listening to
feel
Kevin
so at
Gates.
home.
I feel so at home here. Honey mustard. Don't forget the honey mustard.
That was such
Yes.
a long
Oh.
segue. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
that's good to meet you.
I'm saying all that to say, here we are now. I'm back at square one. I had been vegetarian / pescatarian for a few years, thinking that's what I was supposed to do for my body as it's trending to be vegetarian. But my body has been feeling much more functional as I have introduced more protein into my diet again. So more protein, more leafy greens. And I'm realizing like, okay, so, the government out here telling us we're supposed to be eating 2,000 calories a day and we all supposed to be eating this one plate right here. I don't know if that's true, right? I
Yeah.
think we're all different. And I think for some people, we do need to be vegan. Like some of our bodies can't process the hormones
Right.
the same. And then some of us need that in order to feel
Right.
like energized and functional. So
I 100% agree.
I
Like,
cannot.
and everybody carry weights different, so it's just like
yeah.
people saying you need to be at this number. It's like, no, that's not how I built. I might
Yeah.
look sick at that weight, carrying that. But I'm with you. I'm on the lean protein and heavy greens myself
Mm-hmm.
because everything else is like, that's not going to work for me. Just the lifestyle itself ain't going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you don't want to be at the family reunion and the homeboy walk up on you, but you all right?
Yeah.
Because you lose all that weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because in the
You
culture,
okay?
in the culture, when they say you all right, that it's two ways. You all right? You good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the
You all right?
With
You
the,
alright?
it, once you lean in a little
Yeah.
bit, that's
you get you a diagnosis, right? You got you a prognosis or something? You all right? You
This
don't
just
want
me
them
and you
problems.
talking. This just me and you
But
talking.
Shaw also just brought up a really good point because once you like it's good to get on a good diet and lose the weight, but as we've been seeing, especially in our community and in watching like TV community as they're like going from a really heavy weight into going into a smaller weight and then going into like cardiac arrest and having issues with like high blood pressure. It's like it's a lot of shock to your
Right.
body. So you have to give your body time to adjust. You can't just
Just flip
that's
the
why you're
switch.
gonna get the are
Yeah.
you okay? Because
Right.
it's significant. It's a big shift to take.
Truly.
And that's why I can never
Yeah.
be completely vegan because of what you said, the family reunion. Like, I'm going to get a plate. The ribs
Oh,
are going,
plate's
the ribs
happening.
are going
It's
on the
popping,
plate.
bro.
The mac
Plate's
and cheese
happening.
going
And
on
if
the plate.
And if you think about it, if you look at a lot of our elders who have made it into the truly golden years of their lives and their diets, back
yeah.
where we're from, if you really think about it, they were cooking with lard, but they were they were on the it was you was what was you doing at your grandma's house? You was shucking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
shucking
You was
corn.
you was shucking
Yeah.
corn. You was pulling out field peas. You was
Snapping.
snap beans. You was
Mhm.
cleaning collards. All
Yeah.
that, and you ain't see a plastic bag nowhere.
Because it won't
That's
process.
right.
food,
'Cause it
too.
wasn't
It wasn't
processed.
processed.
And grandma lived about 100.
Yeah.
You
That's
feel
right.
me? Yeah, she was frying fish every other day.
My grandma used to
That's
have plum trees and everything. We would pull
Yeah,
it
we
straight
got
off the tree.
Bro, we got
Sun-kissed,
we got a
like,
fig tree,
nothing
2
like-
pear trees. My dad got a scuppernong. I got some scuppernong grapes in my refrigerator right now.
Yeah.
from the backyard. So if you
Yeah.
think about it, whenever I was, oh well, you got to watch the fried foods, and if the only thing you can eat is salmon Caesar salad, well, I got this grandma over here that's been eating oxtail
That's
for 80
right.
years. So
Man,
Yeah.
that's
like,
if you look at the Asian
Yeah.
culture, like they are heavy in pork. They
Very
eat pork,
heavy
and they
in
live to
pork.
be 275 years old.
That's
And
right.
I'm just saying, like,
Shang Tsung, bro.
They be,
That's
like,
right.
for real, they like pho. If you go eat pho in Vietnamese, there's a lot of pork
Oh,
in it.
don't get me
You know,
started.
come on, you know I love pho.
Oh,
It's
that
just
is
like-
my favorite.
So it's just about your diet and just your
Yeah.
balance and stuff and what you're eating. So
yeah,
that's
and
really
it's
what it
specific
is.
to you. I totally agree. K from the Houseplant hippie out here dropping bars on the people, man. Dropping bars on the people. So let me ask you this real quick as we get into our next segment. 2 shots and one. So we just
Okay.
gonna throw you 3 quick questions. And the first one, I know you do office consults in home. And for the people, what that means, you call Kay. She shows up. She looks at your space and says, "This is what I would recommend for you for beautification, also to oxygenate your space." Like it's more than just beautification. There's a science, and she'll explain all of that to you. Because again, I already took my L. So as you can see, letting that right. got
We're gonna
me,
keep coming back to
got
that.
me jumping in the corner. But yeah, so definitely holla at her. But my thing is this: like, what's your favorite type of consult to do? Is it the office consult, the home consult, the babies, the daycares, the business? Like, what's the one you get the phone call and like, yeah, I'm ready for this one?
I love house calls because especially when I love house calls, especially when it's someone moving into their new home with a blank canvas. I love all calls because I can still be really creative in all elements. But the ones that are, I just moved into this house and it's the clients that are like, I really don't have a vision. Can you guide me in the right direction? Oh, it's like music to my ears.
Like,
And that's
You-
not to say like your home is your zen, your
Yes.
feng shui, your balance, your peace. We are constantly working to build our homes to be what we need it to be, right? So I really appreciate when people can give me parameters because then I know, okay, I'm not going to disappoint you in this area. Like if I'm buying an orange pot and you don't even like orange, and then here I go, I'm like, dang, I feel bad because you gave me all this like freedom and direction. But the clients that are genuinely like, no, I'd really actually just like to see what you can come up with as an artist.
Right.
Perfect. And I'm really thankful for those. And I actually have one of those clients this week. We're doing,
Nice.
I'm doing a really great house install. And the gentleman that I'm working with came in for the consult and I asked him like, what are your parameters? What do you need? And he's like, no, we trust you. And even as I've been sending him pictures here and there, he's like, yeah, no, I like that. That's cool. And he's able to give me some feedback as I'm sending, like, I'm like, there's 20 pots. Which one? And he's like, well, I can tell you, I don't like this one, but the other 19, sure. And I'm like,
He sound like me.
and when we talk about Libra, that's where my Libra is like, well, I'm just going to buy all 19 and
right?
Yeah, that's something I
we'll
would
just
do.
keep So,
Wow, I done came in
Yeah.
here and got red today.
Yeah.
That's
So-
exactly what I would do.
I don't like to.
But
Swipe it, it's gonna go through.
also on a side note, I actually really enjoy bars too. I know that I love doing bars, especially when I get to maintain them because I get to watch them grow.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's so cool.
for example, one of my first clients, shout out to the Davy, Matt, it has been one of my clients since I started my business, and he has walked through all of my processes with me and been so patient. And when Matt started, I made these little pothos hanging baskets for him. Now they're these massive, beautiful plants, year 3. And we've gone through the ringer with them. I've taken them to my greenhouse in the winter. Some of them have died off. We're dealing with a couple of them that have bugs, but like they get to grow up with us in the
That's
business.
so
And I
cool.
get to see them every week. And I get to go to that bar. And it's one of my favorite bars now. Their peppercini shot is amazing. So, it's really nice to get to see the businesses grow too. That's why I really love the maintenance
That's awesome.
part of it because
That's so
it's not just about me. Like my maintenance team and I get to be a part of other businesses in a way that's not hands off. Like we get to be part of things with them.
Right. That's pretty fly.
Yeah.
That's pretty fly. So good people, we out here with Kay again from 2, and we're in the middle of 2 shots and one, right? So we got the first question. We love the house calls. You know what I'm saying? So the next thing when it comes to the Houseplant hippie, right? Can you tell us a little bit about the name? Like it's so creative. The Houseplant
Plant
hippie is so specific and so longitudinal.
It's, you know,
at
you
the
know,
same time.
yeah, like you know what you're walking into when you hear it. It's like, okay, this about to be a vibe.
Yeah, like this lady loves plants.
Yeah.
Check this out. Honestly, it was and my girlfriend Liz, she's probably gonna look at this and laugh, but we had a cup of coffee over this name when I wasn't even here. This was when I was in my trajectory as a dancer in New York.
Mhm.
I was living in Brooklyn. Me and my girlfriend Liz went out and got some coffee. Now, this is the irony of it all. This was a couple weeks before the pandemic happened, like
Mm.
before it hit New York. So it was on the news, and we kind of all were like, yeah, but this isn't
Yeah.
an apocalypse.
Yeah.
This isn't the movies. We're going to be fine. So we had gone and got coffee, and we're just dreamscaping. And I had said to her, and the crazy thing is, I had full plans to move to Tel Aviv or Chicago to study the specific dance that I was working through for myself. It's why I had moved to New York. So my plan was to go there. But she was like, if you could do something outside of dance, what would you do? And out of nowhere, like in my mind, I was like, I'd really like to have a houseplant business called the Houseplant Hippie.
Look at God.
Like I was processing it and fleshing it out, and I had been seeing some mobile houseplant trucks on the internet that looked really cool. They had
Yeah.
started in Chicago and stuff, and I was like, man, I would love to do something like this. And at the time, I was working at a garden center where I was managing her indoor and her outdoor plants. Had lots of time to study and learn houseplants. So I was like, I would love to just have a mobile plant shop and just see where it goes. That would be cool. Lo and behold, 3 weeks later, the pandemic happens.
Mm.
That girlfriend Liz at that same time had said to me, like, well, if it were me, like, you just let me know when you decide to do that. You'll be my guinea pig for my marketing and the growth of my business.
Mhm.
3 weeks, 4 weeks later, pandemic hits. I'm back at home. You're talking about shucking. I'm helping Jeremiah. Jeremiah had 200. This is my brother, Jeremiah, who is a grower and farmer of hemp. He had 200 going, 200 girls. Like when I say
Mm.
girls, I mean like for a germinating process. Like
Yes.
they were huge. So
Yeah.
I was helping him and going through the process of doing all of that and helping him trim the plants. And that was my day, spending the days in what is now my greenhouse.
Mhm.
So doing all of that. And I just had a moment where I was like, I think houseplant hippie is supposed to happen,
Mm.
which was very odd for me because in my mind, I'm like, I just packed a suitcase. I'm going back to New York once all this is done. But as weeks and weeks and weeks went on and we were still shut down, I was like, maybe I'm supposed to be taking a break from this. Maybe there's a reason why I am not in this trajectory anymore. Maybe that random idea that came to my head is something I'm supposed to do. So I just reached out to my girlfriend Liz and I was like, houseplant hippie. Yeah, like, what do you think? And she was like, I'm in Buffalo. I'll drive in my van to come and start taking pictures. And
That's what I'm talking about.
and so there
Right.
goes houseplant hippie. In the middle of the pandemic, I took my savings and took a 7x14 cargo trailer and built it out with this guy who makes food trucks.
Mhm.
And I was like, so it's not going to be a food truck. It's going to be a plant truck. And he was like, huh? And I was like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk through it. And so I was his first like non-food truck. And so that's how it started.
Man, that's dope. Yeah, you got to go with the flow
Yeah.
of where it's taking you for real, like where the energy's
Mhm.
flowing you to sometimes to start resisting. So that's dope.
Yeah.
Right
That's
there.
a fly story.
That's a fly
Kay.
story.
Thank
That's a
you.
great story. And then look at the success that you've sprung from it, right?
Mhm.
Like,
That's all the community.
and that's what we're saying, community. Like, yes, we get out here and we joke and we have a great time on this podcast,
Yeah.
but it's also educational and
Mhm.
informational. We also want people to know. We want to be a source of knowledge and inspiration.
Right.
You're looking at Kay right here, right now, who was a professional dancer and decided, okay, well, let me go down here and do this thing. She got an idea. She went through that idea, and now we're in this space where she's a resident expert in a place where we are in North Carolina is so many people moving here. There's so many businesses, corporations. Apple is building $1 billion campus.
They sure are.
10 miles, not even 10 miles, 5 miles from my front door, right?
Mhm.
30 years ago, you'll be like, what? They doing what?
It won't nothing.
Bro, we ain't even, bro, we don't even have a Harris Teeter. Like, what are you talking about? We got an IGA and a Food Line and Piggly Wiggly. That's it. That's it. And a Save-A-Lot
Y'all
down the
still
street.
have a
right?
Piggly Wiggly?
Yes, ma'am. We showed it.
Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
compare foods. Now that's
Oh,
gonna be
okay, okay.
that's
I was
gonna be
gonna say.
Piggly Wiggly forever.
Forever.
Come
Johnston
on.
County, stand up. Look, shout out to Joko one
But it's
time.
funny, like you said, what we were talking about earlier, like dream versus process. You had the dream, the dream pushed you that way, and then you went through the process. And
Mhm.
what we say all
Yeah.
the time is, the people around you are your biggest supporters. Her best friend's like, I'm working on my marketing business. You got this plant business. Let's do this. And
Mhm.
came down to support you. That's
and is doing
that's
numbers.
That's just
Yeah.
dope, man.
And
That's
doing
always how,
numbers.
like you said, success comes from the people around you. People are always looking like, well, I'm in this issue. I need to talk to this person that's up here.
That's right.
And it's like, no, you need to talk with the people that's around you, that's doing these things. Because that's how
Exactly.
y'all grow.
That's right.
That's a
And
fact.
that's why I feel like creating the processes is your best way to show your community I value you, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So the community put me in business with the trailer, right? And that's how this started. It was a Instagram picture that I took that went viral, got hundreds of hits, and I had just planned for it to be a little side hobby, just to build some extra money to take me back to New York. I was not planning on it becoming something the community needed.
Mm.
So once I realized that, gosh, like the community is not just allowing me to stay in business, they're supporting my evolution and the growth of
That's
what I'm
amazing.
creating. So I feel like it's nothing less than for me to come back to the community where I sit right now, even though I'm doing something completely different from when I started, right?
Mhm.
You guys are still supporting me. So in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm like, where I'm sitting right now, I feel like I understand the elements of the different genres of houseplant hippie, right? Now I
Mhm.
understand there's retail and DoorDash, and that's one space. Then there's the design and the consultations, and that's one
Mhm.
space. And I have maintenance. So now I can take all those pieces and say, community, thank you. I value you. It's time for me to build some processes so that we can do this together in an
Mhm.
efficient way. Because when I was running the trailer, y'all, I'm just out here like, well, where should I go? Like, just put it on Instagram, like, where do you guys think I should go? And now it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to all these places. Let me build a process so that we can
Mhm.
do this together. Like, let's
Mhm.
grow together. I don't know.
Man, that's really dope. That's really
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
And the last question I have for you on in our middle segment, 2 shots and one. Let's talk about the fellas for a bit. So if I know you said you do design and consultation, right?
Mhm.
So the other day I don't know if you guys saw Cardi B and Offset's what Offset did for Cardi B. He had like this giant like set of rose petals all on the floor, did the whole room full of roses kind of thing. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, that looks so good. I would not, if I wanted to do something like that, I wouldn't even know where to start. So the question
Right.
is, if a gentleman calls you, hey, it's me and my wife's 10-year anniversary, or
Mhm.
hey, I want to do something special for my lady. Could you say, well, I'm going to design a romantic scape for an evening?
Absolutely.
You could do that, right? And you can handle
Absolutely.
all the design, colorways, colorscapes,
Yeah.
staging, publishing, putting
Mhm.
it. You see, so what you gonna do? Look in this camera right here
Okay.
and sell them.
Fellas, y'all can call me when it is time for y'all to be building something special. I love that you brought that up, because as I'm building my processes and learning what the different genres and departments are for Houseplant Hippie, designing spaces and doing what I'm calling plantscaping has become a big thing. It started with weddings, which is why I'm just calling it wedding design right now, just because that's what I've been focusing on. But for example, I'm designing for a fundraiser next month, and it's become really exciting to just design things for people. But all I have for it now is called plantscaping, and I'm working on building a process so that I can say to someone like, you want to do something for your 10-year anniversary? Okay, here's where we get started.
Mhm.
We could do something this big, and this is how much it would cost. We could do a design
Mhm.
that's this big, and it would be with you for a couple days. I could give you something to travel with you, like just
Ooh, that's a
working
great
on
idea.
working on different types of packages that I can offer people outside of weddings. But takes a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So fellas, if you do hit her up like 60 days out. Don't be
Yes,
like
yes.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday because she got to order the stuff.
Yeah,
That's
y'all.
right.
you know how we do, brothers. Don't do that.
Don't do that, bro.
Give
Well, it's
me a
Tuesday
little
and I
heads
need it by
up.
Friday. No, this ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna happen.
Listen, what you gonna do is you're gonna take your anniversary date,
Yep.
right? And you're gonna say -60
That's right.
and go 60 to the left. That's when you need to call Kay.
That's
right?
right.
Because it might take her 3 weeks to get the stuff, 2 or
Mhm.
3 weeks to get this, supply chain issues, all of that. But I promise you, right? Think about how flat it is. And then her team will install it and maintain it. So
Mhm.
think about it. You send your wife off to the spa. Oh, listen, we're going to do dinner tonight.
Mhm.
Kay and the squad come in. They put 50, 11 rose petals all on the floor.
50,
You got
11.
peonies hanging upside down. You got all kind of fun stuff going on in the room. Wife comes home
I
and
like
is none the
that. Wait
wiser.
a minute.
right?
I didn't know I needed to bring my notebook into the
Yeah.
podcast. So
You
I'm
know what
taking
I'm saying?
notes.
And
Come
what I
on.
always say, this was free. You got to pay for the next
That's
one.
what That's what you tell me.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Feel
always
free to
give them
use
date ideas up here.
Hey, listen,
I'm
bro.
saying,
That's why y'all gotta watch the Break the
down.
Bread podcast. Because I'm telling y'all, we giving gems to the community.
Love it.
And think about the turnkey. Listen, for she gives you a number, you give her the bread, she takes care of you, And then you provided a special escape. And I love what you said. You can travel with stuff too. She'll give you something to travel with. So you and the wife going to Aruba or something like that for the anniversary, something crazy. You got something in the suitcase, TSA compliant, get you straight through the clear.
No, I was going to say, I don't know. I'm going to have to read the clear parameters of my plans because I can't do no fingerprints for my plans. So
Once again, this is not financial advice. So,
No lawsuits here.
keep them good-looking brothers with the Armani suits and the black Suburbans the hell away from me.
Away from me.
Because when them suits come out and they tailor, dog,
I
in
ain't
front of
got
the
it, dog.
courthouse,
Oh, no.
that's a bad day for you, dog. That's a bad day. When you look at that, brother, like, damn, that's a clean suit. Boy, them shoulders is rolled. Oh, this bad.
Oh, he good.
That's
He get
it.
paid well.
Oh, yeah. He got it. Bro, his tailor's sitting there with his leg crossed watching the People's Court right now. So,
Oh, yep.
we gonna get these jokes on. So, good people, again, we kicking it with Kate from the Houseplant Hippie. Let's have a review, right?
Mhm.
We sold some merch, floralized. We need that. Y'all merch coming soon. We got that popping. She's told you about your from baby showers to bar mitzvahs, right? She'll come in there and get your space straight. Special days, nights, corporate offerings, corporate scapes,
Retails,
personal
all that.
scapes, retail. And she also understands, and we couldn't even get into it because we just had so much fun on the podcast, the actual data and science, right? I remember we had a conversation about this plant releases more oxygen than this plant. Like she can literally tell you everything you need to know. Go holla at the homie. But you're gonna do that on your own time because now it's our favorite part
Where they
of the
gonna
show.
do it at first?
Say what?
Where they gonna holler at?
What
Tell-
am I
look at
saying
this
outside of the hand? What am I saying outside the
tell
handle?
them how they can find
How
you.
they can find
Okay,
you?
so the Houseplant Hippie Instagram handle also
Mhm.
works for Facebook. And then my website is www.thehouseplanthippie.shop.com.
That's it.
There we go.
Run, don't walk,
That's
type
it.
fast, work on that carpal tunnel, getting there. Look, we've reached our favorite part of the show. This is the part of the show where you
Okay.
are now the host of the Breaking Bread podcast.
Ooh.
And Derek and I are the biggest cheerleaders you ever want to see.
All
Good
right.
people, this is Big Positive Energy, BPE. This is how we gonna play it. You're gonna talk to us about what you're happy about, what you're proud of. Take inventory of your victories. And on this hot mic and on this platform, you're gonna pat yourself on the back a little bit. And here's why we do this segment for our guests. When these wonderful people of commerce come in here and grace us with their time, you realize the fatigue of ownership and being a business owner. You get so used to that grind and you're so used to showing love and giving love and pouring in other people, you forgot the stuff that you did, right? You got all these degrees on the wall, but you don't look at them. You see what I'm getting at? I'm gonna say that one more time. You got all these degrees on the wall, but you don't look at them. You remember what it took for you to get through. Now you get to stand in front of your wall and look at your degrees. So it's up. We here with Kate from the Houseplant Hippie. Big Positive Energy. It's your show now. Talk to the people about what you're happy about, what you're proud of,
Okay.
what you want to celebrate.
Now, before I start hosting, let me ask a question. Let me ask a little question real quick.
course,
Once I
right.
start hosting. Okay, are we talking about just Houseplant Hippie
No.
accomplishments for business, or are we just talking
Whatever,
about
your
life
We talking about
accomplishments?
Your
You.
journey.
You.
Your journey. What you want to celebrate for you.
You as a
Yeah.
person.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, you. Yeah.
We said K from the Houseplant Hippie. You
Oh.
as a person. Let it all out. Let it go.
Man.
Mhm.
Gosh, I am so proud of the woman that I'm continuing to become and the women that I carry with me. I am so incredibly proud of my want and need to grow. And I'm really thankful for everything that has happened to get me to this point. I am proud of myself for sending myself to a boarding school in high school so that I could get a better education. Essentially means that I double majored in high school. I'm proud of myself for double majoring in college and still maintaining a 3.8 GPA
Talk to
and
him.
graduating
Talk
in
to him.
4 years with a dual degree.
Talk to him.
That crap wasn't easy.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
And I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for sending myself to New York. I'm proud of myself for being willing to be alone. That's not easy. And it's not easy to take steps without having seen something before that looks similar to you. And I'm proud of myself for not being afraid of those things.
Yes.
I am so incredibly proud to have had the opportunity to help raise my brothers. I'm so proud of the men they've become because that's a reflection of me too.
Mhm.
I'm proud of where I stand today. I'm proud of our farm. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to build my own business and also build my family's business at the same time.
Mm.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm coming out of it and I feel like a completely different woman. I've evolved. I've done something that was the most difficult thing that I thought I would never be able to do. We basically started 2 startup businesses at the same time. Houseplant Hippie happened. The farm happened. This is something I can actually elaborate on because it's not a story that I've been able to tell yet. When I started Houseplant Hippie, we started the farm at the exact same time. And when I say that, I mean like construction.
Mm.
And because of the seat that I play with my family, I'm the creative in the family. So it became my responsibility to be the project manager for everything. The wedding venue, figuring out how to run a wedding venue because our family is gardeners. We have no idea what we're doing with wedding venues. So I had to educate myself on the wedding industry, then build the barn with my mom, take the outstanding property that we did have that already had structures on it, redo them, build all of that out. That was probably about, 50, 60 hours, maybe 70 hours a week, and still make the commitment to Houseplant Hippie as it grew. So what a lot of people don't know is that like I was doing them both at the same time. I was project managing for our family, and then 1 day a week for 2 years, I was managing Houseplant Hippie. For anybody who has ever started a business from the ground up, running a business 1 day of the week is tough. You're doing all of the departments, invoices, admin, retail, pop-ups, watering, maintenance. And it's just been me all by myself for the past few months with a little bit of help from friends here and there. Shout out to Tatiana, my fantastic queen who's had my back through all this, and Tiffany who's had my back in this. But when it comes down to it, both of those were just me. And I've been able to come out of that, and I've learned more about myself in that time than I ever did in my trajectory that I thought I was supposed to be on as a dancer. And maybe I was supposed to be there, but what I'm doing right now is what I'm the most proud of. So
Sensation.
So you're telling me you double major in college and then took that double major and applied it to your life, double major in 2 corporations at the same time, 2 businesses.
I guess so.
Right, see how that journey works?
Yeah.
That's what it
That's
sounded like she
right.
said to me.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I had never thought about it that
Yeah.
way. One other thing I didn't mention that I'm really proud of is I actually also built a thesis in college, a dance thesis that it was probably my biggest life project I've ever built. So there's Houseplant Hippie, and that's a business, right? But my thesis was a project of my thoughts and feelings. And I had to do that in college on top of the senior dual degree requirements. And that was also a really tough journey too, because your thesis requires of you a lot of processing, a lot of therapy. And especially if your concept is something that's close to you, you're having to basically take yourself through your own therapy, you know? So doing that process, if I hadn't grown up before, I was grown up then. That grew me up. And then you move to New York as a 19-year-old with a friend and then someone else that was a stranger. And then, you're just making it. I didn't have any other family who's traveled or moved anywhere else. My family's all stayed here. So yeah, I am proud of not being afraid.
I love that.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
The favorite line what you said was, I love for me that the want and need to learn and grow. I love that line.
That's a fact.
That's big.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
I'm
so
stealing
listen.
it.
That's the Houseplant Hippie. The Houseplant Hippie, I wouldn't even call it our logo, but my mantra is always learning, always growing. That is my mantra for life. I feel like I am always learning something new, and I'm always growing out of it or into it, in between it. And that's the connectivity, the same way that trees all connect at the bottom with their roots. It's like if I'm not connecting with myself, I can't connect with you guys, So
Always, when you say always learning, always growing.
always learning, always growing.
That is so awesome, man. Like, and Kay, we really appreciate you for kicking it with us.
Yes,
We
thank
dropped
you.
some gems out here
Thank
on this
you.
episode. Always learning, always
Always
growing.
growing.
Unless you them hydrangeas in my front yard. Y'all think we'll have a great time. We love y'all out here.
God,
Thank you for the Breaking Bread podcast.
That was a great callback, Dawn. That was a great
That was
callback.
so good.